As of late, I realized that there are a few things that really have not registered into my mind. Minasan, konnichiwa. Welcome back to another video. As you can see, I'm not wearing my signature sweater because I cannot find it. For some reason, it's been lost in the laundry. I have to look for it at some point. That some point is not now, obviously, because that would take me forever. But sometime this week, I think it was actually last week, I was attempting, or at least planning to shift, but it was out of the blue actually. I was doing something. I was just sitting at my desk, writing, doing my usual routine for the night, and then all of a sudden I began thinking about my DR. During that time, I began visualizing. I went through the steps that I usually do, in which I just sit down and think about what my room looks like in my DR, or what the atmosphere feels like. And then during that time, I began to shift. And I remember that as soon as I did begin to shift, what happened was that I didn't register that I was shifting, because as soon as I began to shift, I just felt what my room around me felt like in my DR. And then I just thought of, okay, this just happened, right? But then I began thinking about my current reality again. And what happened was, as soon as the thought of, wait, I just shifted, registered into my mind, I thought of my current reality and the fact that I had homework, and then I shifted back here. Well, not really homework, it was just schoolwork that I needed to finish. But then as soon as that registered in my mind, I came right back here. So what I came here to tell you all about is that this is something that a lot of people do struggle with. It's focusing on their DR, and really only on their DR and not their current reality. So basically what you sort of have to do in a way is let everything go. Just don't think, feel. And I know this comes off as weird, especially because a lot of us do tend to think with our minds instead of our hearts, because in this world, that's what you need to survive. In this instance, when you shift, what you do need to do is think only about your DR, and that's it. I find that, especially with when I did shift in the past, what happened was I thought of only my DR, like before I slept, or while I was doing, apparently a lot of people have actually been telling me, oh, you did do a method, it's called the lucid dreaming method. Me being as not so well versed in methods because I just don't read on them, because then it just confuses my mind and, you know, it makes everything more complicated than it has to be. I didn't know that it was an actual, well, method that's been made already. I'm saying method like this because, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of methods have already been used by people who just didn't know that it's called a method, like me, for example. So, you know, what was I? The point of this is that when it comes to shifting, when you're doing anything, really just focus on that, and only that. Sometimes you want to think about the end goal because it helps you get there, if you know what I mean. Because if you think about the steps that'll bring you there, then it'll hold you back, because then you get caught up in those steps and you begin thinking, okay, if I need to follow this and this exactly how it's planned out, then what happens if I don't? What happens if I get something wrong? And when you think meticulously about shifting, it complicates everything. Not recently, this was like maybe 2 weeks ago, I saw a post on Amino about someone saying that it's likely for a lot of baby shifters to shift on their first time because they don't think about the certain steps that a lot of people do put into your mind as you do get more into shifting. Because when you first get into something, you don't really know everything about it at all. It's just the steps of, okay, you do 1, 2, 3, and then you just have to jump the rest. You have to take that leap of faith and then continue from there to get to your goal. So, I don't have an exercise with me today because I did not plan this. I just thought, okay, this is something I really want to bring out there. But, let's see. Why don't we do a quick visualization? This is something that does help me a lot, and when I do shift, this is exactly what I do. I just imagine what my room looks like, or what sounds I'm going to hear, or who is going to greet me when I do wake up in my DR. So close your eyes, obviously. Get comfortable. Think about what sounds you will hear in your DR. All right, let me close my eyes with you. Ready? Okay. So I do have other visualization videos. Check them out after this if you'd like. But okay, we are going to think about our DRs. Take a deep breath. Ready? Let's take another one. If you are in a noisy place, or you hear something like the birds outside, or maybe the rumble of a car, or maybe just someone talking extremely loudly, think about that as something in your DR. Either that or completely ignore it if you can. For example, if you hear a shout, think of it as maybe someone on the street in your DR. Maybe you hear that person from outside your apartment or your house, and that's where you are. What does the floor feel like? Is the floor cold? Maybe it's tiled and it's porcelain. Maybe you're barefoot right now, or you're in a field of flowers, or walking in the city. Think about where you want to shift to. Is there anyone next to you? Do you wish to see anyone once you get there? Who is with you? And if not, are you alone? Where are you exactly? Perhaps you're in a void of nothing, and you're planning to walk towards a door that will open to your DR. Or perhaps you're already there. If you hear birds or footsteps, those are all there. Maybe someone's just walking past you. Is your shirt soft? What do your clothes feel like? Maybe you're wearing a long dress, or just a short sleeve shirt and shorts. Is it warm where you are? Maybe it's cold. Or perhaps it's just comfortable. Is there anyone with you? You are exactly where you need to be. You are exactly where you want to be. I know I am. Okay, now open your eyes. How did that feel? The whole point of that was to get you in the idea of this is where you are right now in your DR. This is where you will wake up, or where you will shift to once you get there. During the exercise, how did you feel? Did that help you in any sort of way? Or did it open any doors that you needed, or you didn't even know that you could open in the first place? For me, I know I did. I was close to shifting, but then I started talking, right? And then I just shifted back. Because for a moment, I was there, and I knew where I was in my DR, but then I said the word DR, right? And as soon as I said that, it brought me back here, because then it made me think about, wait, it's a DR, so then maybe I'm doing something about it in my current reality. So the point is that don't say DR if you're like me and like it reminds you of something in your current reality, because then it breaks your focus and then you think about your current reality and like what you're doing here, and the fact that you're just visualizing what's going on and you're close to shifting, right? So then in that moment, right, you're like already there, you're on the edge, but then when you say DR, it can pull you back. But that depends on the person, because not everyone is like me, obviously. Not everyone has the same mindset or same thought process as me, so that depends on you. But for the most part, I think staying away from the word DR may help just a bit. I hope this video helped in some way, shape, or form, or that you did enjoy what I just came up with on the spot. I hope you enjoy your stay on my channel wherever you are in the galaxy. And until next time, mata ne!